anything in quite a while. Been kind of busy since I started my new job. I work out of town over there at Air Tractor, and I've been doing mostly plasma cutting. I'm a machinist at work all day, doing CNC machining. Haven't done a lot of machining in my shop lately, other than little quick things that I need for something. But thought I'd just share a little bit of this plasma cutting. Gary Good, I think, has a new plasma machine, but he never showed it that I know of. I kind of like to see how he's doing with that. Harold Water, and Amateur Redneck built one and went through all kinds of problems. I didn't build one. I bought one that works pretty dang good. And I try to help people any way I can with plasma cutting, because I've been doing it most every day of my life for the last couple of years, so hopefully I've learned something. Anyway, here's some stuff. I'll show you what I've been building and a little bit of how I'm going about doing this, because I don't have a way to bend metal. I'd like to get a metal brake. I'm thinking about building a metal brake. I've got the plans. I bought some plans to build a little metal bending type machine, I guess you will, but I haven't started on that yet. And I'll show you around what I'm doing and see if we can make this short. I usually do a lot of filming, but I don't show it because it's too long. I'll try to hit the high spots on this and show you kind of how I'm going about this. Some of this stuff I'm sure is copyrighted, and I don't know all the legal stuff. This is just stuff I'm building for the fun of it. I'm not selling this stuff really, unless a friend or somebody wants it. Just some things I bought the files on. Here's a small 20-inch little, here's the legs on another one. This one is yeah, that's a little 20-inch fire pit, I guess. And there's one, and I put a little Browning deer head in that one. That's some I built last weekend. Let's see. Did this one kind of over the last week or so. It's the Denver Broncos. I had a friend that likes the Broncos, and I think he wants one of these, maybe. This one's 24 inches across here. So I'm kind of working through changing things a little bit the way I like them more. This has the slots that I put in here. This is 10 gauge material, and it's fairly light duty. It's not real flimsy. I mean, it's heavy. That thing weighs quite a bit. This one here is Dallas Cowboys steel. I kind of bought this file and I changed it a little bit, but it's 10 gauge, and I should never have done that. It's going to be too flimsy for that big of one. So I have some 3/16 material stacked up over here that I'm thinking about using on something that size. I think that's 33 inches across that one, and I think I'll change that. I'll redraw that a little bit, and that's made to come apart, and I don't think they're all that strong when they're like that. Now this one's for a guy that I know that wanted this. This is what he wanted, was the Ford oval, I guess, and then his last name initial that I cut in. And that's how I've been cutting them, and I'll show you in a minute. And that's the grill that he wanted for the top. And we left some room over here for kind of a griddle along here that's about 6 inches worth, that you could cook eggs or pancakes or something you don't want to fall through them holes. There are 5/8 on that one. I think there's 120 holes in that one. That took a little bit to get all the holes in that. And I kind of made the legs a little bit taller there. I'll show you how I bend those in a minute. First thing I did, these are fresh off the machine, and I need to kind of buff them and clean them a little bit. So I need to find my safety glasses, some kind of glasses to get that done. So let's set up and do that here in just a moment. So I've shown before how I kind of get the dross off the back side of these. It's pretty minimal, but just to clean it up, I just take a wire, cut the wheel, and restore it. Okay, so that's not worth watching. So I'm going to get all this done, and then I'll bring you back and show you how I'm going to bend this. Okay, then I got all that buffed off. So I cut these slots in the metal here because I don't have a good way to bend this stuff. So you notice these little slots. This is the leg, same way on this. So I'll show you how easy that makes it to bend. Not that anybody hadn't already done this besides me. I'm just learning this stuff. So I just put this over the edge of the bench. God, a little harder to bend this time. I made these legs bigger. Yeah, that wasn't very good, was it? Well, we may have to. I have one of my clamps there that would help that. Let me grab one of those clamps. There's always one problem. Let's see. Yeah, I did. Should have made that slide a little bit wider on that one, but we'll get it. Let's see how it looks. I enlarged the legs because I didn't like how small they were. Now the clamp's not cooperating. Let's see if that'll work. You know, when you want to show somebody something, that's when all the trouble starts. So there's two of these, so we'll bend them up and get those ready now. This thing will be a lot easier to bend because I've got the slots in this, so I can cut all this together so I can keep up with it. I don't know if you can see this, but right here you just pull these up. You got to kind of figure out about where they're going to line up with each other so you can weld them together. See, that one needs a little more. Corner where you can see what I'm doing. When you get them about right, then you can just tack these corners right there. Work yourself around here. Pull that one up where it will line up, and you can have to kind of hold them there and tack them somehow there. Just we'll figure that out. And then this one, really been pretty easy when you just get. Well, anyway, that's about all there is to that. And we'll get them all tacked up here in a minute. You kind of see the shape of it now, right? That's the Western font they use. I hope he likes that one, right? And there's the little forward emblem. Now these legs go underneath here. I'm not really ready for that yet, but the way I usually do that is I'll bend these. Sometimes I use a square, or sometimes I just line them up to where they go here. And you can bend them in place and tack them. That was a little too much bend, so we'll just bend it back. Anyway, that's how you do it. There's another one here. I'll bend it up and we'll get all this tacked together. And then I'll show you this drill here in just a second on how we're going to bend that one. You see now how we kind of got it all tacked together here. Just tacked down inside there. Tacked all these, remember these legs, and we just bent together and all that. So we just tacked it all together. So it's ready to start welding up now. So I don't think anybody wants to watch a redneck weld, but let me show you a little bit of welding, and I'll weld it all up and show you kind of how it finishes out later. This is supposed to be a pretty quick video, but it's turned into a long one. Let's see. Okay, so that's just one seam done there. On this side, I'll just continue all around. And yeah, I'm not that great of a welder, I know, but if I don't like it, I'll grind it all smooth, but this is kind of what it's looking like. Right along that seam, and then I'll do this seam. And I'll usually stitch about an inch or so in the corners, and then an inch or two in the center of that, just to hold the leg on. So let me get all that done, and I'll bring you back, kind of show you what it's going to look like, and let's get the grill on it and everything. All right, it's the next day. We had that was Friday evening. We did the last step here. I had to go. Had my grandson over, and we went and ate and went to the park with him and stuff like that. So I kind of rushed through these welds because everybody was waiting on me then, and so I just come back and I hadn't done this on most of them, but I went ahead and polished these edges with a flat disc. Just kind of blended all the welds here and there and everywhere. So that's kind of how it all went together. And I went ahead and on the bottom, just kind of like I said I was going to do, I just tacked it all together. About an inch in the corner, maybe a couple inches there. So all that's pretty well solid. So just in case anybody notices, yeah, the drawing, when I changed this drawing, I messed up right here. This is wider than this. So I went and fixed my drawing this morning. And I was thinking about trimming that out and making it look even, but I may not even mess with that on this one. I don't think anybody's going to really care except for me. So just having a good cup of coffee this morning. It was cool, about 70 degrees. It's already getting close to noon now. I've been kind of grinding around on this most of the last hour or so, but anyway, that's where this one's just about done. I'll probably clean it up, and in this case, I may spray some high temp paint on it. I know it won't stay, but it'll look better. Maybe keep it from rusting up until the time he uses it anyway. So, without wasting any more time, let's get, the next one's gonna be the grill. Let's get the grill up here and see how hard it's gonna be to try to bend it here by myself. Just finishing this cup of coffee off the end of the pot of coffee. So, anyway, let me get that set up and then we'll see how hard that's gonna be to bend. So I just cleaned this up like I did the other pieces, and this is the good side up. I want to bend all these tabs around there up at about a 45. And I cut these. These should be cut at the right angle, these notches in the corners. If you want to see how to do that, I learned that from Austin Lanier on one of our plasma groups on Facebook. So that's a pretty simple thing once you've done it. I just haven't ever done much bending of metal. So these are gonna, I put this piece of angle on here, because remember I slotted this so there's not but about 300 thousandths tabs along here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those times 300 is about 2.7 inches of as I'm actually trying to bend. So it's kind of hard to do. I just clamp this down a little. I'm probably gonna have to reach over there, and I'm gonna have to just bend up and see if I can find the 45-degree angle to where they all meet. So let's just try to bend this. I don't want to overbend it. So I'll probably have to do one and then do this one and see what I need to make it right. So let's just see now if I can move these clamps. These are nice clamps, by the way. These are from Fireball Tool. These are the 6-inch and also have the 8-inch. Heavy duty clamps. About everything you see on the Fireball Tool website is really good stuff. So let's put this one over here and clamp it on. I don't know if I can reach across here, but I'm gonna have to try. I'm just spacing this about the same distance on each end from that slot. Trying to stay off of that a little bit in case it kind of bottoms out there or something. Okay. Just tighten it pretty dang good there. And hopefully, yep, I'm clear of the table. So see if I can bend this over. I can't hardly reach it. That's the problem here. Can't reach that way. Pretty tough bend, actually. I may have to get up here. Let's see. If I had a step stool or something, probably just gonna have to get up here, do it like this. Okay. Yeah, that works. So I just need to bend these two where these corners will meet. I think it's a little more trouble, you know. If you had a metal bender, it would make that a lot easier. So I'm gonna try to build one. I'd like to buy one at some point, but you know, they're $2,500 for a light duty one, and tens of thousands of dollars for like a pressure breaker. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm trying to meet this up. See if you can see up close here. Let me get you right there. See that corner right there? I'm trying to make that meet up. That way I can weld that together there. So back you up so you can see the whole thing here. This is not a how-to video, remember. This is just showing you how I'm doing it, okay? Don't get your panties in a wad trying to tell me I'm doing everything all wrong, because I already know that. I'm just getting it done however I can. So kind of how we have to start out. Let's do it the poor boy way. This is a hobby shop. I'm not doing this for a living or nothing. Okay. I think this will be pretty close. I'm gonna get these bent over now. Real close right there. That one needs a little more. I think that's going to be close. I could weld that up right there, but I would like for them to touch and be level across that corner at the top. So, do that again. I can try this. If I don't want this to bend. I better not try that. There's a lot of heavy there. It might put a little waviness in it, so I'll just have to do this again. It's time consuming to do it this way. But the result is coming out pretty good, actually. Yeah, I'm not centered real good, I know that. Trying to hurry up here. Can't seem to get a video done in time frame. Okay. Alright, that's just about perfect right there. Can easily weld that seam up. Okay. Now I'm not going to make you watch me do all these two corners. It's going to be the same way. It didn't take too long, though, maybe 5-10 minutes to mess around. Let me get you up close and you'll see what I mean. What I'm trying to achieve here is getting this seam to be close enough. I'm not going to weld this on the inside. I'm going to weld it down the outside of this. And I'm debating about whether I'm going to weld these slots up or not. They probably don't hurt anything. It's just more of a looks thing. I may leave that. But if I do, I'm going to weld them on the outside and grind it all back smooth. So anyway, let me get this all bent the way I want it here, and then I'll bring you back and I'll probably go ahead and tack them together, and then I'll show you kind of what it looks like after we're done here. So I got it flipped back over. You can see here's where I wanted these seams to all be. On these 45s, they're lining up really nice with I kind of ground the top edges a little bit so it would highlight it a little bit better for you to see that. But you know, they're pretty level. Everything worked good. These are the slots I was thinking about welding all this back up and grinding it back smooth, but honestly, I don't know that there's any point in doing that. I may leave them alone. It's just taking more time than it's worth to do all that, and I don't think it would gain you anything. There's plenty of strength. This doesn't do nothing. I just made these like this so if you had hot dogs or something, you know, they wouldn't just roll off of the grill. But anyway, all of these corners are lining up good like that. It really wasn't very hard to do. It was probably a 15-minute project, you know, to get all that bent like that. So I'm going to weld all that up, and I won't bore you with that. I don't have a way to get a good shot of that welding anyway, so I'm going to weld them up. Probably take me about 5 minutes, and I'll probably see if I need to grind them smooth or what. And then I'll bring you back, and we'll think about what the next step is here. Okay, I think the time ran out. This customer is going to come after this, pick it up here in just a minute, so I was just going to show you. I welded all these up. I didn't grind them smooth. I don't guess he's going to give me time to do all that. I was going to weld these up in case maybe grease from cooking wants to ooze out of here, but he's probably not going to worry about that. I've made this stiffener here. I was thinking about putting 2 stiffeners in this just in case this wants to warp. I was going to put this one across here, put one the other directions just in case it ever gets overheated. It might try to warp, but I guess that's going to be it on this build. Thanks for following along. Again, this is not a how-to video. I'm not an expert at none of this. I'm just drawing up things on the plasma table here, and then making things just for the heck of it as a hobby. And I'll probably be building some a lot more heavy duty in the future. But anyway, that's all I'm doing right now. I got to get ready. He's fixing to be here to pick this up, so we'll see you.